and it doesn't
Okay,
go to
so
the
yes, I
to
will
the
click
live
that. Yeah.
streaming. So, welcome. Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here with me.
Yeah. Thank you for the invitation.
I always enjoy doing self-inquiry with you. For those at home, Mary has been to a few of Sana and my workshop, one or two, maybe, I think two.
Maybe
And
two. Yeah.
and we've been doing a little bit of a bit of things on the kind of the side, a little bit of inquiry together. So I'm really happy that you're here today. And um, I know we've been talking like this last 10 minutes. That's why we're a little bit over because we've been having a good little natter about self-inquiry and Mary was
Mm.
just telling me about some of the things that she was doing. I think you should share this thought, Maria, before we start about what you were doing about recording yourself and then watching again. Is
Okay.
that okay?
Yeah.
Just because
Yes,
it was
that's
really good. It was
yes.
really good. I'm sure it will
Yes,
help.
if I have something in my mind, like a trouble or some challenge in my life, and I have nobody to talk to.
Mhm.
So I once realized, okay, I just have nobody to talk to. I can record to myself. I can look into my eyes and record and talk to myself. What is it about? And
Yeah,
just talk. And
yeah,
then I record it and I watch it. How do I feel watching it?
yeah,
What is it about? And somehow it is a really big relief.
yeah,
Of course, the talking, but especially this watching.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, so it's
yeah.
not so big. I can like how can I say? I can uh, 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 be like give some how can I say it in English? Compassion. I can be compassion to myself.
Yeah.
I can understand better that okay, this feels bad and how bad it is, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's it gives big relief.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
be a
beautiful thing.
friend to myself. I
Yeah,
think.
give
Yeah,
you the thing that you like that you need. It's
yeah,
interesting too because you like you're the one that knows what you need too in the moment, and
mm,
it's not always easy to find someone that can give you what you need. So,
yeah.
and
And
yeah,
I think that, and it's very rare too. I don't look mirror very often,
yeah,
and then there are all those emotions.
yeah,
Like you can see all those emotions, and then you can hear also a bit different way,
yeah,
and you really look yourself that
yeah,
how does it feel?
yeah. It's
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
really
It's
yes, it's
beautiful. It's
really
like
nice.
you sort of
It's
seeing
quite deep.
yourself outside of yourself. You get that little bit of space and
Yes.
it's very similar to self-inquiry too, because
Mm,
most of the stuff that is happening is going on in the mind. We were talking about this before too, and that when you have a memory, you're actually in the memory as well with someone
yeah.
else maybe, or and that it's kind of the same thing where you give yourself that bit of space and
Mm,
but yeah, I really think that's a great little tool and exercise for people if they're
yeah.
suffering and maybe they don't have someone that they can talk to, or maybe
Mm,
they're afraid even. And
yeah.
you were saying as well that you can watch it back after a year or two if you want to.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, like to see how was it? Was it that bad?
yeah,
And sometimes I think, yes, that was very bad.
yeah,
Luckily, it's like it's history.
yeah,
But
yeah,
some of those things are not so bad
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah. It's great. It's a really
Yeah.
good, really good.
It's almost like to be your psychology.
Yeah, yeah,
If you're sitting with someone and talking, and then you can see on the by the other's eyes
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And like literally, you're on the other side of
Yeah.
yourself too. So
Hmm.
and I was saying to Maria that I do the same thing when I'm doing self-inquiry in that I will record myself so that it feels like I'm talking to someone and moving through the self-inquiry that way and
Hmm.
sharing it because it gives something else rather than like it gives a momentum to it rather than just sitting within yourself and not really knowing where to go.
Hmm.
So, So,
Yes,
but
and
hey,
exact that feeling usually I have when I start record. I don't know where to go and what to do.
yeah,
Is it really true? What
yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Mm.
Actually, I like that in Byron Katie's too. I don't know if you know Byron Katie, but she's got some
No, I
interesting
don't.
four
Yeah.
questions. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so
Ah.
simple self-inquiry as well. It's a little bit different in that it's four questions, but everything's contained in the four questions. And
Mm.
the first question is this true? And her premise is that if you're suffering, then you're believing something that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you kind of move through it. And I guess it's the same with self-inquiry. Like the way I look at it is that if you're suffering, then the whole story is not being told, and
Mm.
and you need to be with the feeling and let the story run so that everything can be out on the table, and that you can
Yeah.
feel everything, and then it can move and do its thing.
Yeah.
Gestalt. Asana's doing Gestalt theory at the moment. That's the therapy she's doing, and they call that a Gestalt, where the the wave of emotion or the moment of whatever goes through the full cycle and can complete and then become something else. And,
Okay.
and if you think about trauma and
Mm.
the things from the past are just things that we haven't been able to let complete. And there's some
Mm.
part of it that we're holding on to for some reason.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, well, hey, that was a nice start. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Thank you.
job. Good, good job. So, well, yeah, we were also talking a little bit about tonight being about sorrow and the idea of sorrow.
Mm.
And you were a little bit talking about having to let something go and the sorrow that
Yeah.
comes with that.
Yeah.
And is that still here? Is that still something that you want to take a look at?
Yes, I think that is a good
Good
issue.
topic.
Yeah. Good subject. Is it okay for you?
Yeah, well,
Do
actually,
you think that you can find something?
well, it was interesting. I was just sitting on the couch before and I was just thinking about this sorrow and I wasn't feeling very much. And I was kind of like looking at it in terms of, okay, work or something like that, or things I'd missed. And what was coming in was that, oh, that I might have felt some sorrow, but then I saw a bigger picture. I saw that
Mm.
I needed to let that go for something else to come. But I was just
Yeah.
sitting there, I was sitting there, I was sitting there, and then well, I mean, it sounds like it was a long time, but maybe it was a couple of minutes. But the sorrow that came for me was actually the loss of loved ones. So
Mm.
so I got the image in my mind of some people that have died, and I felt the sorrow coming there. So
Yeah.
so that's probably where I'm gonna go with this. Um,
Okay.
but um, but I'm happy for you to start if you like.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell the story. Just if anyone's at home watching at the moment, and you've got your own sorrow, then just follow along. Feel within, feel into your body, and notice what's here as we're talking. Notice your own story coming up into the mind, and try and make yourself big enough that you can fit everything in. You can fit our story as well as your story in, and
Yeah.
you don't need to do anything. Just stay in that place where you're aware here, and a little bit aware of what's going on.
Mm.
So, do you want to tell me about this sorrow that you felt? Do you want to tell me the story? Is the sorrow here
Yes.
immediately? Now, yeah,
Okay. I try to tell something about it.
yeah. Tell us a little bit
I
about
have been doing something really nice tasks
it. Mm,
about 20 years.
yeah,
And when I started that, I didn't know anything about it.
yeah,
So I have been like, what is that? Not on my comfort zone. I
yeah,
have been learning really a lot of things.
yeah,
And also, those tasks have been such that there have been a lot of meaning. It has been a lot of meaningful things and like a feeling that really are doing good for not the whole planet, but for quite nice things, I would say so.
yeah,
And also and enlarging and enlarging those things that I know about
Yeah.
that theme, and and then something happened, and I have to leave it.
Yeah.
And now what I'm doing is very interesting and good, and there is a lot of to learn,
Yeah.
but still I have a big sorrow,
Yeah.
and I didn't have any other choice. I just have to leave it.
Yeah.
And now when I'm talking, I almost start to cry, and I didn't realize I have been so busy with these new things that I didn't like realize that. But once I gave a speech about it, what I have been doing, and then I realized I was almost like I cried in the evening, and I realized there are so big sorrow in me for it.
Mm.
So that is the thing. What is there?
Okay. And will you tell us about this feeling? I can see that you've got the sorrow's here with you. Can you tell us about the feeling of it? Can we sit here a little bit with it together?
Yes, it's on the breast.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
it's pressing. Yeah, it's heavy feeling inside me.
Yeah.
Like how can I say it fills me, this upper part,
Yeah.
my chest, and goes under the a bit like down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it. It's like a stone, gray stone.
A grey stone.
Gray.
Maria's an
It's
artist too, so her
okay.
visualizations are very good and colorful,
Yeah.
which is
Yes, but
really,
it has
really
smooth those where it ends. It's not very sharp, but
smooth contour.
it's almost like a grave.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. A grave.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh my God.
Interesting. Well, hey,
Oh,
keep
it's
going,
very
okay?
heavy.
Keep going with what's happening, and I'll slip in when the time comes, okay?
Yeah, okay. So it puts me stand on the ground. Yeah. Yes, I'm standing on the ground.
Yeah.
I am almost like a stone on the grave. Yeah, I feel so. It's very heavy. Cannot move.
Yeah.
And silence is around. Yes, I can see this graveyard. It's green. Graveyard is green, but I'm standing there.
And what comes with the sorrow? What comes with the feeling?
It's almost like I, somehow like the people's life is that, or my life is like ended, but I can hear how the trees are moving in the wind, or the
Yeah.
branches, and I can sense somehow that there are something alive still, but there is this bubble around me which is very still, and nothing is happening
Mm.
there.
Okay, well, can I jump in here?
Yes.
It was interesting when you talked about this idea of the cemetery.
Hmm.
Um, and because my sorrow was coming with people that had died, and
Yes.
what I saw my grandfather, who I thought about, and today it came to me with this sense of sorrow, and I sort of saw him in the ground, buried,
Hmm.
and and as I'm watching, like he's quite animate at the start, but but there's a sense of the body desiccating away,
Hmm.
and, and that brings a heaviness as well.
So he doesn't look like the same as alive.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, it was interesting. The first couple of images were quite sharp and a bit
Mm.
scary almost. He was like kind of, they were just sharp images and scary. And then this last image that I see of him, he's quite peaceful in the ground. And okay, and what?
How in deep he is there.
Well, initially he was in the ground, but now I'm seeing
Mm.
him with his arms, across his body and in the grave. And what, the question that's coming for me is because I see myself over the grave, I see myself kind of weeping
Mm.
at missing him. The predominant thing here is I miss something that he gives me or that he
Mm.
gave me, and so the question comes, well, what is it that I miss? What is it that he gave me that's
Mm.
creating this um this sense of missing him? And then it flashes to this just memories of just the love. Like I've got a memory of sitting on his knee and him giving me a hug and
Mm.
um yeah, he gave me this kind of awareness and attention, because he was older in life. He didn't have so much worries on his mind, and he could be with me and
Mm.
without thinking too much, without too much ego. We would sit in the grass out the front and just pick out the weeds. He had a really nice lawn, and
Mm.
the sorrow for me is connected to kind of that part of it, that I miss that part of it with him.
Mm.
And I can just sit there with that, Maria.
Mm. Okay.
I'm happy to hear what's happening for you.
Yes, that was very good question. What you are missing and what I'm missing. That was like on the door somehow also coming to me.
Mm.
This that what is it there that I'm missing? For me, I think I got this feeling that I miss the feel of myself when I was doing those tasks.
Mm.
I really like that work. Yes, I remember when I was so happy to like happy to do it,
Mm.
like have a joy of it. It was joy seeing like how the things went and realizing that I can do something and yeah.
Can you go a little bit further in that?
Mm.
Just with this question of seeing what you can do
Yeah.
in that. Can you just explain that a little bit more? Like, what are you seeing? What are you feeling in the body? What part of this? Like, do you see a specific memory or what? What?
Yes, I think there are many things when I'm thinking that there is this. Uh, I remember that it took so long time to realize and understand the things how they are,
Yeah,
and what are behind,
yeah,
and then and the first years was like this that I didn't get it everything, and I was thinking how things are linked together, and then we started something new and I realized that I got it. And even though it was the new thing where to put the old things,
yeah,
i I could see that it was so nice to see something which fits in so perfectly,
yeah,
and I was so happy even though I didn't know everything how it works,
yeah.
but I was so it inspired me really a lot, and I was so happy, also happy with those people who were doing the same things from different countries.
Yeah.
And it was like a family for me, those other people.
Yeah.
That makes me cry.
Yes.
Okay. And then there are those some. Now I have to use.
Okay. Can we stay here a little bit?
Yeah, yes, I
Just a
can
little
stay.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think there is this, because there is always been this thinking, am I enough?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I felt that I am enough
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
And when I think that, I feel, even though I was like this stone, was it in the cemetery? Did you say that the right word is like that?
Yeah.
So I feel, when I think this joy and this feeling that I'm enough, I feel that my legs and arms, they are so light.
Yeah.
They are like balloons that they can start to go into the heaven.
Yeah.
So it's so really nice feeling. Though, so that feeling like takes me up from the ground almost. I'm getting
Yeah.
upwards.
Yeah. Yeah. So, is it okay? Are you okay just to rest there a little bit?
Yes, I can rest. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Um, so, okay, so I had a sort of a similar thing, but in a different way, in that when it coalesced, when this thing that I really missed came down, was like my granddad's hugs. And oh, I didn't bring any tissues, mate. We're in trouble.
Okay,
Yeah, I didn't bring any
I
tissues.
can give you some.
Um, okay, so I miss that feeling of my granddad's hug, and this, like, as I sit with that, I see the image of it in my mind and I re-experience it. And then I experience this kind of safety and I seem to experience a lot of things in this image and in the body. And then as I stay with that, what happens is it just sort of fades away. It's like my grandfather fades away.
Mm. How did you feel about it?
Well, like sad, really
Mm.
sad. He he So what's happening in my mind is he's just fading away into the darkness, and that's leaving me with
Mm.
that's kind of leaving me there without him and without that feeling. And there's a bit of a gap. It feels like a bit of a gap. Um, and then on the edges of that gap come this a little bit of fear on the edges. And and there's this thought that comes in that I'm alone now. And
Mm.
and that feeling that was here, it's gone. And and in that gap comes this feeling of yeah, that like fear, and I'm alone. And then
Mm.
it comes into my mind the memory of him, missing him, because he as it's kind of an escape, really. It's an
Mm.
escape. Instead of feeling this fear and the gap that was there, that transparency. Interesting.
Mm.
um So I'm trying to recall him into my mind to get that feeling back, um, rather than sitting with the feeling of being alone and being a bit afraid.
Mm.
And actually, it goes quite quickly, and it just leaves me in this space again, this gap.
What kind of it that gap is? What does it mean, this gap?
It's a little bit indescribable. It's between things. Like it's between the me that was like feeling safe. It's a little bit hard to explain. It's between thoughts. Because I've got no thought in my mind at the moment. There's no thought of me. There's no thought of anything else in my mind. And then in the body, it's a sensation that's kind of in the solar plexus, in the chest, and in the belly, and it doesn't have it's not an emotion. It's just a sensation. And I can just sit here, mate. I'm pretty okay in this space. So
Okay.
yeah, do you want to? What's happening for you? What's going on your side?
Yes, I got, how can I say? There is something happened to that stone in me.
Yeah,
There is no stone anymore. It's something else. It's more soft.
yeah,
And this sorrow is not that deep anymore somehow. Or I feel more like a lighter.
mm,
And gray has gone as a color.
yeah,
And there are more like yellow and green, maybe a bit green. It's almost like those trees which were quite far away. They are like surrounding me, some or nearer. It's pleasant place to be.
yeah. And
But
what? Oh,
when I start to think those people, then the sorrow comes
mate,
again.
you know though, but you're so good. You got it. You got to go back to the start again, and it's
Yeah.
interesting that they came in again. So tell
Yes,
me
they
about it this
came.
time. Hey, and
Yeah.
I'll just say that the moment I passed over to you, the image of my granddad coming in and hugging me now came, and it was quite strong. So you're not alone. But I'm really happy to hear about when you think about your workmates again.
Yeah.
What comes?
Yes, it's how can I say, it's very warm feeling to
Yeah.
think about all those people. I feel that they have been very genuine persons, everyone,
Yeah.
and it has been so. It has been just a pleasure to be. Even we have been, whenever we have been seeing, it has not been. It has been not all the time being about or talked about those tasks. We have been sharing a lot of things.
Yeah.
So every time, even though to see like every other year or once a year, it's almost like to continue from where we left last time.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable how close people can get.
Mm.
Beautiful souls. And I feel that it, now I start to cry. It has been like both sides.
Mm.
It has been so nice to be together.
Can you tell me how that looks in your mind? Like in my mind, I see them all around you, giving you a big hug.
Yes, I can see that also. And they are happy to see me.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to say to them anything, that I just disappeared. And it feels terrible.
What would you say to them?
Maybe I can do that later on.
Mm. Sometimes a
But
hug is just enough.
yeah,
Stay there.
yes.
Stay there.
How are you?
Okay. Well, as I said, like my granddad just came in and gave me a big hug, as if I'm just sitting here right now. And interestingly, his face is actually changing or taking on portions of my face. So
Mm.
it's like I see him, but with my jaw and my beard, which is a bit strange. Um, oh, oh, this is interesting. So it turns a little bit into what we were talking about before, about this idea of the mirror or like looking at yourself with the laptop, but he turns into me, the image of me.
Mm.
Um, and it's like you were saying before that I can give myself the thing that you know, um, because I felt the same thing when he hugged me. Like I felt that same sense of being sitting on his knee and the warmth and the safety. And I felt that
Mm.
in the second time. And and then when it turned into me, it was a little bit strange, but I still felt that. I felt the sense of being understood and excuse me. It's a little bit strange though. Like
Mm.
for some reason in my mind at the moment, me hugging me is a little bit strange.
Mm.
And so I'm just going to bring the image of him back in. There's still something there. There's still some sense of loss or um, there's something in the image that I'm seeing at the moment. And uh, one interesting way to like do self-inquiry is to bring up the image. Maybe the image is not moving. Maybe it's a bit like a picture. And what you can do is you can kind of scan it to see where the suffering is or where the part is that contains the emotion. And that seems
Mm.
really, really strange. But if you imagine it, if you do it in the same way of like looking at a picture and looking for the blue in the picture or
Mm.
looking for a color or something in the picture. And and it's funny because it contains something. And when you can see it and spot it, the perspective on it changes. And that changes the image. It doesn't carry the same meaning. It sounds really strange, but I can look at this image now and I don't have that same feeling towards it. I don't have that same feeling of sorrow or missing him in this moment.
So do you mean that you got out of it somehow, or what does it mean?
Yep, yep. It means that, I mean, in the simplest form, right, is that some image is stuck in my mind or stuck
Yeah.
in my system that's connected to some sensation of
Mm.
sorrow and and I'm able to see that, in some way that it's just an image. It doesn't contain any meaning.
Mm,
It only contains the meaning that I've given it in the past.
yeah.
And I'm not suggesting that I'm trying to not feel that. I'm just saying that in this moment the image is different, and the I don't feel lost when I look at the image now of him.
Mm,
And I feel gratitude, actually.
yeah.
I don't think we've ever done that type of direct self-inquiry before. It's a little bit more challenging at times, and I
Mm,
prefer the flowing kind of inquiry that we do, but sometimes if it's there, it's there.
mm,
But so that's just moved all the way through now. And if I can bring in the image of me sitting on his knee, and I still feel a love, but it's got so much space around it that it doesn't hurt. I'm not
mm,
suffering because of it. Um, and it's the same with this. It's the same with the image of me hugging him in this moment now.
mm,
I feel a love, but it doesn't come with that tinge of sadness or sorrow. It's just a
yeah.
love. So I can just sit here, Maria, and I'm happy to
Okay.
hear what's going on for you. How's your feeling? How's the body? What's happening in the mind?
Yes, when you were talking about this, how you were doing with your grandfather, somehow that you went a bit like back from or further so that it was not so near for you. I was somehow these people around me, even though I could recognize who is those which are like in front of me,
Mm.
it was more like a flat picture. It
Yeah,
was they were not so flesh,
yeah,
and still somehow on some point I had the feeling that they put their hands on my heart
yeah,
and just giving love
yeah,
or acceptance and joy and happiness somehow to see me.
yeah.
And I got the feeling for a small moment that we were all one.
Mm.
That was very interesting. And 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 after that it was more like those old-fashioned pictures that girls usually, or at least I have been in my when I was very young, I was collecting those shiny, not shiny, but those very beautiful pictures that you can collect. It's kiiltokuvaa in Finnish, but I don't know what is that in English.
Okay.
And they was that flat, very colorful,
Yeah,
beautiful to look at, and I could recognize and I can still feel this very good feeling about it.
yeah,
But this it was the same as you, that this sorrow was not so deep anymore.
yeah, yeah,
So it got this nice good feeling about that, about this happiness and gratitude. And
yeah. And what happens to the pictures in this moment? If you stay with the feeling
yeah,
and then let the pictures do like end, let them come, let them like go through in some way.
first I was thinking that they go like far away, but when you said when they go through, I felt that they went through me. Oh, it's very interesting feeling. It came through my heart, almost like real. Not, it didn't feel, it was not pain. It was unbelievable. They came into me.
Mm.
They are in my heart.
Yeah.
Yes, I can be here.
Shall we just rest here a little bit together? Hold on, let me see if I can let me see what's going on. So I'm just listening to you and I'm feeling my own heart in this moment. And okay, oh, okay, interesting. I'm seeing this just these different people that have come into my life that have died. And yes, jump in if you need to, mate.
Yeah, I have nice calm feeling now.
Yeah, me too.
Very relaxed. Do you have a lot of people around you?
Uh, I'm I'm like looking in my heart and I see different people in my heart, but it I don't know, it sort of doesn't have the same effect in this moment, these images. It's interesting. It's interesting the way that the image is in the mind, what angle it's on, whether you can see the face or not see the face, whether you can look into the eyes. All of that has an effect in some ways. So,
Mm.
so I'm just noticing that, noticing um, just this rush of faces through my mind, actually.
Mm.
It's quite calm. I feel quite calm. I don't feel loss. Um, it's interesting that quite a lot of the faces have got parts of my face, or like what I think,
Okay.
yeah, what I think of myself. There, my beard and my glasses, and like maybe my ear or something like that. And
Mm.
um, I think the greatest, I mean, it's funny, and don't quote me on this, Merja, okay? Don't quote me on this at all. But I think
Okay.
you've done enough self-inquiry that that a big loss, a big fear that we have is the fear of losing ourselves. And
Mm.
usually what happens for me is this image of someone else turns into me, the image of me.
Mm.
And um, yeah, so it's not surprising to me that I'm seeing different relatives, but with parts of me in their face.
Mm.
And then I mean, if I had my hat here, I'd be putting my quack hat on. But what's left when there's no image of you or there's no image of someone else? Um, when everything fades away in your mind, where are you?
Let's see.
Yes.
So you mean that if there is, I'm not so sure, do I remember what you asked, but I got this feeling that
Mhm.
I am the wind
Hmm.
above the trees. Green wind. That's very, that's, yes, I'm flying. I don't know. Get it what you did I got it what you asked, but that's what I got. This
Oh,
like a bit like a Chagall, uh, those paintings that he has,
yeah.
like, but not the shape of the human being, just going above the trees.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm here.
Okay. I went to the sky. And you
Oh,
know what? I got this image from about an India. Like I don't know what is Indian in English. The people who have been living in America a long time, longer than Europeans.
well, like the Native Americans, Native
Yeah,
American
Native
Indians.
Americans. Yes, I
Yeah.
got the picture of. I don't know why. That's very interesting. Some other story starts again.
Hey,
Yeah,
but it's interesting you said that too. I'm a
yeah.
little bit, I'm a little bit, hmm, yeah, it's interesting when, hmm, I don't want to say too much. It's, hmm, yes. Yeah, I mean, that feels pretty complete for me. I feel a bit like I could just sit here for the rest of the eternity. But
Yeah.
but I'm quite appreciative. How's your feeling at the moment?
Yes, it's okay. And I, I think I got like a message from this Native American person.
Okay.
It was like almost like he was saying, "Remember you, like yourself,"
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
And after that, I was thinking, here I am. It was very interesting feeling. I came back to here,
Yeah.
like feeling me.
Yeah.
It's very rare to me. Nice feeling.
Yeah. Stay a bit longer.
I will try to find this. There, I want to find this. What they put. What is this? It's not a hat, but some kind of thing. What they have wearing with the feathers.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to find one.
What it's called. All I can think in my mind is I can hear. I got a feeling of pictures coming on. That you're going to have some sort of awesome picture, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It's like a headdress. Maybe it's called a headdress.
yeah, it can. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I want one.
Important, actually. I remember Ula. I don't know if you remember Ula. She was in
No.
one of the workshops with us, and yeah, she had
Okay.
similar experience, let's say.
Okay. Yes, it was very. How can I say, serious faces and just stared at me and remember you.
Yeah,
uh, it
yeah.
was good.
Well, hey, I'm going to stop this recording, so just hold on a second.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm saying thank
It was
you
really
for
nice.
everyone. I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone that's experiencing this was really touched, and I'm like, bravo, you done really, really well from
I
my
can.
point of view.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but stay there. Okay, I'll just let me
Yes.
stop this and see you later, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that one. It was beautiful, beautiful. Come and join me next time. Mary is coming back, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see.
There's
There is always something to cry for.
always something to
Yes.
look at. Say
Oh,
goodbye,
yes.
Maria.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.